Hey, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. Every single week, I come to you live here from the Greatness Factory. I really want to do three things for you in the show. I want to multiply your life, I want to multiply your money, and I want to multiply your business. And today, I'm going to break down a little prelude for tonight. I got a big webinar tonight. I've already got over almost 100 people on this thing. I'm taking 100. So you think you want to speak, so you think you want to train, so you think you want to coach. Today I'm going to break down three powerful concepts you have to know, and then I'm going to try to get you to join me tonight at my webinar at 8 p.m. live from the Greatness Factory. So you think you want to speak and coach? That's the topic of today's Super Coach.
Everybody needs a coach in life. Coaching businesses and entrepreneurs like you to spike an additional 40% to your bottom line. Michael Burt is a multi-championship coach, best-selling author, trainer, motivator, and all-around super coach. Now, from the Greatness Factory Studios, this is Super Coach.
Welcome back to Super Coach. Hello, everybody. Michelle Froge. Girl, I miss you. Moved down to Atlanta, Georgia. Don't get to see you in the Monster Nation like I want to. Becky Stiles, good afternoon. Karen, good to see you. Karen Eubank. David Perez, what's up, big guy? Today's topic is a good one, and it's going to be associated with a webinar that I have tonight. My sales team is going to put the link in there. You may have a desire. There we go. You may have a desire to speak or coach. Or I like to say you probably think you have a message inside of you. I like to say to you, do you feel like you have a song to sing and people to sing that song to? You've got certain experiences. You've got certain life. You've got certain things that have helped, that you have packaged, and now you want to share that with the world, right? You think you want to speak, which is very rewarding, by the way. There's nothing like the energy of getting on a stage and the exchange back and forth. And I knew the minute, Jack, that I did this when I was 25 years old. I gave a talk at a elementary school basketball banquet. And I knew the preparation and the energy and the hype and the nerves. And I knew the minute that I gave that talk and they were all sitting there like this. And then they came up to me afterward and gave me such good feedback. I said, man, this is cool. I want to do this more often. And then fast forward 10 or 15 years later to where I'm doing it to 10,000 people at Mandalay Bay. There's nothing like that exchange of energy when you're doing that. So I understand that you want to speak. You feel like you've got a song to sing and you want to get it out to the message. And what I'm going to be doing tonight on this webinar, this 1-hour webinar, is I'm going to be showing you how to build your speaking and coaching business. To me, speaking is a distribution of your information, right? Your information to the market. Your concept, your packaging. So what I'm going to teach tonight is I'm going to teach how to create a message and position by concept. You got to have great concepts, guys. Okay? And when I say position by concept, I have a business coach once that he said, look, before you become famous, create great concepts. And people will come to hear those concepts. Person of interest is a killer concept. Single-digit millionaire is a concept. Legacy selling is a concept. Right? These are concepts that people could be attracted to. $1 Million Follow-Up is a concept. My wife's book, Living with a Monster, is a concept. So I'm going to show tonight on the webinar how to create a killer concept and learn how to position by concept, meaning learn how to monetize a concept. How do you get on a stage? How do you speak? How do you get a speaking engagement? How do you charge for that engagement? How do you get rolling, right? The second thing I'm going to do is how to understand how the speaking business really works. Your speech or your expertise has to solve a problem for somebody. That's why they put you on a stage. You have a unique perspective. You got a unique point of view. Your topic solves a problem for other people. If it don't solve a problem for other people and it's not interesting, let me tell you where you're going to be speaking, down at the local Rotary Club at the Exchange. And I have done that, right? Which is how I got a lot better, by the way. Many of you watching the show today don't know that for a year solid, I did 60 speaking engagements for $250 an engagement, 6 to 7 to 8 full hours a day teaching somebody else's concepts. Right? That's how you become good. I got a group of strangers. I got entertained for 6 to 8 hours. I'm teaching somebody else's stuff. And after 60 of those, I'm like, dang, I need my own books. I got my own message, right? But how do you create a killer topic? How do you create a topic that people want to hear when they could pick any speaker in the world? What if you haven't been president of the United States? What if you haven't climbed to Mount Everest? What if you haven't survived something? What if you haven't done any of these things? How do you still be interesting enough to get on a stage to speak? Well, it all comes back to your concept and how dynamic you are in delivering that concept. Okay? A lot of people say about me, man, he's not teaching me anything I don't know, but the way I'm teaching it, the way I'm delivering it, the way I make people feel, the way I create, right? Tony Woodall's on here. He said, man, you got a contagious confidence about you, coach. I instill a confidence in my audience. I challenge people. I use my decades of coaching to awaken a dormant faculty inside a person's life, right? So I'm going to show you tonight during the webinar how to create a message and position by that message, monetize it, how to understand how the speaking business really works. How does it really work? And number 3, how to start your speaking and coaching business without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. When I started my coaching business, really officially 12 or 13 years ago, I was 31 years old. I had just retired from athletic coaching. And it was mainly a speaking business. I went out and I spoke. I had less than $7,500 in the bank. I had no lines of credit, no loans, no investors. All I had was a lot of confidence. And my first book was subpar. We don't even sell it today, by the way. Can't even get it. Probably eBay you could get it. My second book, I don't even have a copy of my second book because it sucked. My third book is when I started to really create something, and it was a book called This Ain't No Practice Life. I don't know if I have a copy in here somewhere. I used to have a copy in here. Maybe we sold all of those. But when I wrote that book, now I had a message that resonated, Jack. I had a message that resonated with people. And I could give that message at a Rotary Club. I could give it at a banquet. I could give it to a business. I could give it this, right? Because you only get one life, one human life, right? One life, one chance, one shot. So tonight, and you can register on there, Lake and Hibden has got that. You can register for tonight. I'm only taking about 100 people. And I'm going to be breaking this concept down into an hour deal. I'm going to be showing you how to build a speaking and coaching business that you can make money doing. And we have done that. We have figured out how to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars per month in a speaking and coaching business, right? And when I started, I had less than $7,500, no loans, no lines of credit. Now, so here's the questions I would ask you if you're out there watching this today. How many of you feel like you got a song to sing and people to sing it to? Have you ever wanted to take your experiences and place them into a message that can help other people? Podcasts, books, speaking, coaching. How many of you have been deeply impacted by a great message? I was. 18 years old, I read a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It changed my life. Then at 25 years old, I took this pilgrimage to Boston. I was so poor, guys. I stayed in an old folks home. I rented a room in a nursing home. Like they were selling unused rooms at a nursing home in Boston. I didn't even know it. I thought I was getting a cheap hotel room. But I went to Boston by myself, scared to death at 25 years old, and met my mentor, Dr. Stephen Covey. And I sat there and watched him speak on that stage on his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I said, I want to be that dude when I grow up. Right? It was that moment. I want to be that guy when I grow up. I want to create something that impactful. I want to do something that matters. I want to speak on stages around the world. I want to coach and change people's lives. That's what I decided that day watching that guy after reading that book. So for you, you got to ask yourself, what struggles have you gone through in your life that's positioned you to speak to other people? What successes have you had? What cake have you baked? What recipe do you have that you can sell? See, I'm seeing people on here right now. Belinda Arender, you should have your own book, okay? Based on what you've done. $100 million in mortgage production, you should have a book. Tony Woodall, you should have a book. Greg Brown, you should have a book. Like, here's the deal, man. We have to take what's in your brain and distribute it to the world. Well, a book, a podcast, a speaking engagement, these are ways we distribute your experiences to other people, okay? And the way you package and sell it to other people. A book gives you a message. A message gets you on stages. Stages get you in front of people. The more people you get in front of, the more you can sell your coaching program. I just did a webinar with Cody Askins with 150 people on there. 300 and something signed up, 150 people showed up. I got a message. He wanted me to do person of interest. I'm doing person of interest at 8% Nation at the conference. So we create killer concepts. We take those concepts and we put them into a book. The book becomes a message. The message becomes a talk. The talk gets you on stage. The stage gets you in front of thousands of people, which generates more leads for your coaching business. Now, I can show you all of this at my coaching summit, where I spend 2.5 days in July with you teaching you how to do this. Tonight, you need to be on the webinar with me where you need to see how I do this, because it's taken me 18 years, from 25 to 43. This is what I've been doing: speaking, coaching, training, leading, and we have figured out how to build a multi-million-dollar coaching business, and it ain't easy. You're out there and you're saying, oh, I want to speak, and it's glamorous, get to fly around the world on a private jet. Let me tell you something, that jet's expensive. And you got to produce enough money to have it, number one. But number two, it ain't always easy. I've gone into hostile environments. I've gone into environments where companies hire me, where people weren't interested. I've gone into to environments where my message didn't resonate. And I've been on big stages where it was a blast, man. Every second of that presentation was incredible for me. So there's some secrets that I'm going to be teaching tonight. I'll just give you a little heads up on some of those. First secret I'm going to talk about tonight is that you have the raw materials you need to speak. In essence, I want you to think of this. I'm paying you for your past. Your past helps me build my future. You may not think of it like this. It's raw material. It just hasn't been packaged up into a talk, into a book, into a message, into a podcast, into something, right? Like when I went through that breakdown at 25 years old, I was writing about this in the new book I'm working on. When I went through that breakup and I lost all my confidence, now I had the raw material to write a book on confidence, because I lost it and then I found it. And then I had a struggle and I had a win. Now I'm writing about the book on confidence. I become an expert on confidence and the science of confidence. Why? Because I had the raw material of a breakdown. Breakdowns produce breakthroughs. This means you have to take your past experiences and package them into a topic and a message. So your homework assignment from today's Super Coach podcast is, what about your past would help other people? Well, I went through this. Well, I struggled through that. Well, I figured out this. Well, I studied this. Well, I opened up this. Well, I started this. Well, I have a methodology for this. Right? How are we looking over there, Jake? Still alive? Okay. Now, so here's the deal. First secret you got to know is that you got the raw materials. You just don't know how to package them. Now, here's the good news. We can help you. Tonight on my webinar, sign up for the webinar and jump on there. Number two, we got a publishing division. We can write the book for you. Okay? Number three, I'm doing a coaching summit, July 9th through the 11th at my lodge. I'll teach you everything I know the last 18 years. Show you how to. Some people have left that coaching summit and made $600,000 in speaking. Coaching divisions. So the first thing you got to know is you got the raw materials. Okay? When I wrote my first book, guys, I didn't know what I was doing. I really didn't understand how to take that book and get speaking engagements. I was smart enough to get the book in key people's hands. This is why you need a book. The book gives you the topic gives you the message gets you in front of people. You don't need more money, you need more people. Okay? So secret number two, or I'll say number one, is create a position and message by concept. Create a concept. Create or position by concept. What do you have that solves a problem for another person? Secret number two, okay, is that you believe you can achieve the same results as me. You don't understand how it works. You may be thinking, I haven't written 16 books. I haven't spoken on a stage with 10,000 people. Well, 16 started with one very bad book that I wrote called Changing Lives Through Coaching, right? Like, I didn't start with a great book. I just started. Decide. The word decide means to kill off. Okay? I spoke at an elementary school summit, a banquet, and a guy in the back came to me afterward and said, man, you are good enough to go on the circuit. And I didn't even know what the circuit was. I was like, what are you talking about, man? He said, the speaking circuit. Go around the country, speak at big conferences. And I went home that night and I studied coaches that spoke. Lou Holtz, Mike Krzyzewski, all these people. And I'm like, man, look at how much money they're making. And I started to codify a message. That message would become a talk I gave called This Ain't No Practice Life. And then I would go out and give it. So the speaking business is built on audiences of all types needing specialized information. It may be motivation or inspiration you want to give. It may be to solve a problem they're facing. It may be just because they need a speaker. It may be to provide entertainment. Some of you are in the edutainment business. In any case, they have a problem that they believe you have a solution for. Okay? They may want your message. They may want your energy. They may want your brain because you think differently than other people. So here's the way it works, right? Here's the way it works, Megan Farrell. Good to see you. Okay? They see you and they determine you can help us. I want you to speak to my people. Okay? If you do a good job and they see the utility of it, they may want to hire you to coach their people. But you can't be bad on stage and expect to get a coaching assignment. This is why you got to have a coaching package. You're good on stage and you got something to sell on the back end. Could be they have an upcoming event that has a theme and your position or topic fits into their theme. Could be they have an upcoming event and you have some buzz, some energy, some excitement. You are the leading authority on something. Okay? They could want you to give a message that wakes the audience up. See, there's two audiences. There's the economic buyer, and the economic buyer is a person that's writing the check. And then there's the audience. Many times the economic buyer wants you to say things to the audience that the audience don't want to hear. And I've gone in and given very stern talks to teams of people, and they didn't like it. But the person writing the check loved it. That's the economic buyer. There's pure audiences. There's mixed audiences. Right? You got all these things. Let me give you secret number 3, then I got to get off here. You believe there's external factors limiting you, even though they believe this is for them. Like you believe it's for you, but you don't think you can do it. You don't believe you can start your speaking business without hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? Like I told you, I started my speaking business with less than $7,500. I had a message. I had confidence. I had a demonstrated capacity of winning as a coach. I had an energy. I took that energy out to anyone that would listen. College courses. I spoke in college courses for free. Rotary clubs. Leadership camp. That was for 2 9-year-olds and a 7-year-old. Junior pro coaches. Now, this is important. The only limiting belief you have is that you don't have a message and you're not good enough to get on a stage. I want to eliminate that. You have the raw material. What you don't have is you don't have the coaching. Right, Mickey Vincent? You don't have the confidence to go out there and take your past and turn it into something. So here's the good news as I have to step off and do some webinars. I'm Coach Michael Burt. I believe everybody needs a coach. If you want to speak, if you want to coach, we are now offering these services where we coach you. So tonight I'm doing a free webinar. Click the link. Get on there with me. I'm taking 100 people tonight, and I'm going to be breaking down an hour's worth of content. What I've given you today is just a little bitty piece of it, and I hand wrote this myself. 2 hours or 1 full hour. It took me 2 hours to write it up. Tonight at 8 p.m., I'm going to be doing a webinar that is free. All you got to do is click the link, take action, get in here with me, and I'm going to teach you how to build a speaking and coaching business without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then I want you to consider 2 things. 1, let us write the book for you through our Monster Publishing division. Or 2, come to my coaching summit in July, 9 through 11, and let me teach you these things of how you take a message, build a book or message around it, take it and get on stages, turn it into coaching programs, and monetize your past, okay? Never let your past hold your future hostage. Always make your future bigger than your past. I'm Coach Michael Burt. This has been Super Coach. Download it on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Podcast Republic. Watch it on YouTube. Every week I come into your life, multiply money, multiply your business. Today's topic, so you think you want to speak, and you think you want to coach. I'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. on that free webinar if you're serious about this topic. Hey, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. Just text Coach Burt to this number or that number to get weekly updates, where I'm going to be coaching, and strategies for you to play at a much higher frequency.